crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawlers December 12th, 20 crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawlers December 12th, 2024 edition. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube Music Charts. Global Top Songs November 29th to December 5th, 2024. Appetit. Rosé et Bruno Mars. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Aide Kiraat. Mathubanti Bagchi. Divya. Peelings. Kundikuri Shankar Babu and Lakshmi Dasa. Tu Boda. Oscar Maidoni Fuerza Regida. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, November 29th to Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga. Bruno Mars. Appetit. Rosé. Bruno Mars. Birds of a Feather. Billie Eilish. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Last Christmas, Wham! From the Netflix Global Top 10 Most Viewed Films in English. Our Little Secret. Spellbound. The Merry Gentleman. Madagascar. Escape to Africa. Most Viewed Films Non-English. Tmax. Lucky Bhaskar. The Snow Sister. Sikandar Ka Musaddar. The Lost Children. Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers from December 9th, 2024. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Stardew Valley. Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Overcooked. All You Can Eat. My Sims. Cozy Bundle. Steam's Hottest Games. Global Top Selling and Top Played Games across Steam. From the Top 100 Products by Revenue List for Tuesday, November 26th, 2024 to Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. Counter-Strike 2. PUBG, Battlegrounds. Cyberpunk 2077. Call of Duty. Black Ops 6. CISA's Cybersecurity Alerts and Advisories. CISA and partners release joint guidance on PRC-affiliated threat actor compromising networks of global telecommunications providers. CISA releases new public version of CDM data model document. ASD's ACSC, CISA, and U.S. and international partners release guidance on choosing secure and verifiable technologies. One more drop in the AI ocean. Shaker Labs' AW Portraits In. AW Portraits In is based on the Flux.1 dev. It is trained on images that is more in line with the appearance and aesthetics of Chinese people. It includes many types of portraits, such as indoor and outdoor portraits, fashion, and studio photos. It has strong generalization. Compared with the original version, AW Portraits In is more delicate and realistic in skin quality. In order to pursue a more realistic raw image effect, it can be used with the AW Portrait SR workflow. Gemini 2.0, Google's newest flagship AI, can generate text, images, and speech. Google is testing Gemini AI agents that help you in video games. Google unveils AI coding assistant Jules, promising autonomous bug fixes and faster development cycles. Apple Intelligence officially launching today in the UK, Canada, and 4 more countries. Midjourney is launching a multiplayer collaborative world-building tool called Patchwork. On YouTube, viewers globally streamed over 1 billion hours of content daily on their TV, and viewers watched over 400 M hours of podcasts monthly on living room device. FCC opens entire 6 GHz band to very low-power device operations. Oscars ceremony to stream live on Hulu for the first time. Apple is working on AI chip with Broadcom. Exxon plans to sell electricity to data centers. Bad RAM attack breaches AMD secure VMs using a Raspberry Pi Pico, DDR socket, and a 9V battery. In the U.S., 1 in 6 congresswomen targeted by AI-generated sexually explicit deepfakes. Palantir EVP. Modern war cannot be won without software. Russian government spies targeted Ukraine using tools developed by cybercriminals. As a Microsoft report announces Russian actor Secret Blizzard using tools of other groups to attack Ukraine. Mathematicians casually discovered 2 new infinities. In the U.S., more colleges set to close in 2025, even as Ivy Plus schools experience application boom. 80 colleges could close by 2029, even as elite Ivy League schools thrive. SpaceX is using robots to make Starship rockets in Texas, shows footage. NVIDIA must face lawsuit alleging it downplayed crypto's impact on its success, as Supreme Court allows investors' class action to proceed against microchip company NVIDIA. 6 months ago, Supreme Court agrees to take up NVIDIA's securities suit on pleading standards issues. In the U.S., Elizabeth Warren introduces Senate bill to hold capitalism accountable. Klarna Bank fined $46 million in Sweden money laundering probe. The Hill comments as increased Christianity in schools opens the door to satanic temple education programs. More older adults receiving a new ADHD diagnosis. About 1 in 3 U.S. women are accessing family planning services, announces CDC. Stablecoin issuers Circle expands offering with Binance. Crypto.com taps Deutsche Bank for corporate banking services in key APAC markets. Australia fines Kraken operator $5 million for regulatory breaches. Microsoft expects $800 million impairment charge in Q2 2025 over General Motors Cruise exit. NVIDIA steps up hiring in China to focus on AI-driven cars. Honda to end self-driving tie-up with GM as Cruise unit founders. Designer John Galliano leaves Maison Margiela brand after 10 years. Yayoi Kusama wraps 60 trees in pink and white polka dots ahead of NGV show in Melbourne, as Yayoi Kusama's immersive art takes center stage in Melbourne. Vancouver passes motion to become a Bitcoin-friendly city. Nike renews its contract with the NFL after league briefly courted other bidders. 2 months ago, Nike signs 12-year partnership extension with NBA, WNBA, and G League. FIFA confirms Saudi Arabia as 2034 World Cup host, 6 nations as 2030 hosts. China's ruling Communist Party expels former chief of sports body. Study claims short-term cognitive boost from exercise may last for 24 hours. Reuters fact-check announces CNN did not publish headline about Musk melting down Statue of Liberty and satire about Allahu Akbar being UK's most popular greeting taken seriously. PhotoBucket opted inactive users in a privacy nightmare, lawsuit says. Google Cloud and Swift pioneer advanced AI and federated learning tech to help combat payments fraud, where the model training occurs within financial institutions on decentralized data. Apple Intelligence now features Image Playground, Genmoji, writing tools enhancements, seamless support for ChatGPT, and visual intelligence, as Apple launches its ChatGPT integration with Siri, and OpenAI apologizes for outage after Apple update combines Siri and ChatGPT. Time CEO of the Year, named as Lisa Su of AMD. Elon Musk becomes first to exceed $400 billion net worth with Tesla and SpaceX thriving. Bank of Japan likely to maintain interest rates amid global risks. November U.S. CPI report shows inflation at a 2.7% annual rate. In the longest journey of a humpback whale, a male travels over 8,000 miles to mate. Dogs pull harder on the leash when they wear a harness than a collar. New Zealand plans to ban greyhound racing over animal welfare concerns. Comparative Lit class will be first in Humanities Division to use UCLA-developed AI system. Takashi Murakami uses AI to help recreate ancient Japanese paintings in latest show. Harvard is releasing a massive free AI training dataset funded by OpenAI and Microsoft. European Central Bank likely to cut rates while weighing U.S. trade concerns and France's chaos. China eyes yuan depreciation amid looming U.S. trade tariffs. In the UK, farmers snarl up roads in inheritance tax protest. Fewer U.S. grandparents are taking care of grandchildren, according to new data. Canada euthanasia now accounts for nearly 1 in 20 deaths. Bowel cancer rising among under 50s worldwide, research finds. Blinken defends 2021 Afghanistan withdrawal and final House appearance as Secretary of State, as Blinken faces GOP critics in Congress who say Afghanistan withdrawal lit the world on fire. Mystery New Jersey drones not from Iranian mothership, announces Pentagon, and mystery drones are changing time on clocks in New Jersey as locals fear being targeted by UFOs. Pakistan's military charges former spy chief over political activities. Syria's rebel leader vows to dissolve Assad regime, security forces close prisons. Israeli forces responsible for a third of 54 journalists killed in 2024. Reporters Without Borders. Belgium has been found guilty of crimes against humanity for kidnapping thousands of children in Congo. Fox News poll claims voters feel hopeful post-election, want Trump to focus on inflation, and CNN poll claims most Americans approve how Trump is handling his return to the White House. GM CEO Mary Barra says, "We have a lot in common with Trump's agenda." Trump to be named Time's Person of the Year for a second time. AFK Journey is Apple's iPhone Game of the Year, and Squad Busters nabs iPad Game of the Year at the 2024 Apple App Store Awards. Clayface movie officially underway at DC Studios with Mike Flanagan writing. Sam Mendes to direct four-film Beatles biopic releasing in 2027. Trump plans to scrap policy restricting ICE arrests at churches, schools, and hospitals. In the U.S., Justice Department announces that January 6 defendants who accept pardons will make a confession of guilt. FBI Director Wray says he intends to resign before Trump takes office in January. And with the Bureau is in trouble, J. Edgar Hoover biographer reacts to FBI Director resigning. Montana Supreme Court upholds lower court ruling that allows gender-affirming care for minors. Britain makes temporary ban on puberty blockers for minors indefinite. In the U.S., House approves $895 billion defense bill with military pay raise, ban on transgender care for minors. Crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawlers December 11th, 2024 edition. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube Music Charts. Global Top Songs November 29th to December 5th, 2024. Appétit. Rosé et Bruno Mars. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Aede Kiraat. Madhubanti Bagchi. Divya. Peelings. Kundikari Shankar Babu and Lakshmi Dasa. Duboda. Oscar Maidoni Fuerza Regida. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, November 29th to Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. Appétit. Rosé, Bruno Mars. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Last Christmas Swam. From the Netflix Global Top 10 Most Viewed Films in English. Our Little Secret. Spellbound. The Merry Gentleman. Madagascar. Escape to Africa. Most Viewed Films, non-English. Tmax. Lucky Bhaskar. The Snow Sister. Sikanda Kamusadar. The Lost Children. Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers from December 9th, 2024. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Stardew Valley. Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Overcooked. All You Can Eat. My Sims. Cozy Bundle. Steam's hottest games. Global top selling and top played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue list for Tuesday, November 26th, 2024 to Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. Counter-Strike 2. PUBG, Battlegrounds. Cyberpunk 2077. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA and partners release joint guidance on PRC-affiliated threat actor compromising networks of global telecommunications providers. CISA releases new public version of CDM data model document. ASD's ACSC, CISA, and U.S. and international partners release guidance on choosing secure and verifiable technologies. One more drop in the AI ocean. Shaker Labs' AW Portrait Scene. AW Portrait CN is based on the Flux.1 dev. It is trained on images that is more in line with the appearance and aesthetics of Chinese people. It includes many types of portraits, such as indoor and outdoor portraits, fashion, and studio photos. It has strong generalization. Compared with the original version, AW Portrait CN is more delicate and realistic in skin quality. In order to pursue a more realistic raw image effect, it can be used with the AW Portrait SR workflow. In U.S., China-based hacker charged for conspiring to develop and deploy malware that exploited tens of thousands of firewalls worldwide. U.S. loans Ukraine $20 billion from seized Russian assets. Alarming amount of Texas Instrument chips found in Russian-based weapons in Ukraine, as Russian military using third parties to purchase U.S.-made chips. Solos launches AI smart glasses with ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini support. Customers in 48 U.S. cities can buy new Hyundai vehicles from their local participating dealer directly on Amazon. TikTok Shop goes live for Spain in first step of Europe rollout. Microsoft unveils zero-water data centers to reduce AI climate impact. Arctic tundra is now emitting more carbon than it absorbs, U.S. agency says. Monarch butterflies to be listed as a threatened species in U.S. Reuters reports that Syria's new rulers back shift to free market economy, business leader says. China Politburo policy shift spurs surge in stocks, bonds, as China's Politburo pledges escalated fiscal spending and support, claims analysts, and China ramps up Wall Street meetings as Trump inauguration looms. Majority of investors consider sports, gaming, and music rights too risky, new survey finds. Trump mocks Governor Justin Trudeau after Canadian Prime Minister flags tariff concerns. Texas Latinos shifted right over prices and immigration, new survey finds. In the U.S., also Hispanic voters back Harris over Trump by a 62% to 37% margin, cite economic concerns as top priorities. Biden creates national monument marking Indian boarding schools' history of oppression. South Korea's ex-defense minister is formally arrested over brief imposition of martial law. In Brazil, Lula recovering from emergency surgery for bleeding in skull. RFK Jr. touts former CIA spy daughter-in-law for major role in Trump administration. Steve McQueen's Hoyer 1133B Monaco fetches $1.4 million at auction. The Metropolitan Museum of Art unveils design for new modern and contemporary art wing. Saudi Arabia puts $52.6 million towards Centre Pompidou overhaul and deal with France. Trump promises expedited permits for $1 billion U.S. investment, as Trump says companies investing $1 billion in U.S. will soar through environmental regulations. Mexico study finds that heat kills young people more than elderly. More than 50% chance of La Niña in coming months, WMO says. Israeli Navy carries out large-scale operation to destroy Assad regime's fleet. Qatar, Saudi, Iran, Iraq condemn Israel's dangerous land grab in Syria. The Hill comments Russia's decline accelerates, thanks to Turkey and Israel in Syria. Over 40 Delhi schools receive bomb threats via email, demand of $30,000 US. GB News broadcasts half of all UK stories about Muslims, analysis shows. North Korea decries dictatorship in South in wake of martial law attempt. TikTok pays its users to shop if they boost app downloads. YouTube introduces multiplayer mini-games on playables. Amazon joins India's quick commerce race with trials for 15-minute grocery delivery. Windows 11 will no longer work without TPM 2.0, and that's non-negotiable. Open source maintainers are drowning in junk bug reports written by AI. Chinese engineering graduates often lack basic knowledge, survey finds. Google asks FTC to kill Microsoft's exclusive cloud deal with OpenAI. Judge rejects sale of Alex Jones' InfoWars to The Onion in dispute over bankruptcy auction. In the U.S., federal judge blocks $25 billion Kroger-Albertsons grocery merger. GM to exit loss-making cruise robotaxi business. AI company trolls San Francisco with billboards saying, "Stop hiring humans." University of Surrey announces world's first AI model for near-instant image creation on consumer-grade hardware. 11 Labs AI voice generation very likely used in a Russian influence operation. Lukashenko confirms presence of nuclear weapons in Belarus. 1 day ago, it has been reported as Putin sending Russia's new hypersonic missiles to Belarus. Human trafficking rises sharply after dropping during pandemic, UN says. Blue Origin says New Glenn on track to launch before end of 2024. Geomagnetic storms cause mass migrations of satellites. Apple's next Ultra smartwatch will be able to send texts via satellite. Iran to shut offices, colleges, and schools in Tehran because of air pollution. Greenpeace and Shell settle over North Sea protest. New EU rules enter into force for cleaner air by 2030, as the new directive cuts the allowed annual limit value for fine particulate matter by more than half. Reportedly, Israel destroys 80% of Syria's military capabilities. Humanitarian aid to northern Gaza mostly blocked for the last 2 months, UN says. Chinese citizen charged with flying drone over key U.S. military, NASA rocket launch base, taking photos. A ketone body, beta-hydroxybutyrate, restores protein balance and targets Alzheimer's-linked aggregates, as keto diet metabolite may kill cancer. Ancient Americans chowed down on mammoth steak, study finds. Diet high in ultra-processed foods linked to more fat stored in the thighs. YouTube expands AI-powered auto-dubbing feature to knowledge-based channels. Sony Music pulls catalog from Africa-focused music streaming service Boomplay. Google pulls McDonald's negative reviews over arrest in United Health murder. Crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawlers December 10th, 2024 edition. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube Music Charts. Global Top Songs November 29th to December 5th, 2024. Appetit. Rose et Bruno Mars. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Aede Kiraat. Madhubanti Bagchi. Divya. Peelings. Kundakuri Shankar Babu and Lakshmi Dasa. Tu boda. Oscar Maidoni Fuerza Regida. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, November 29th to Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga. Bruno Mars. Appetit. Rose. Bruno Mars. Birds of a Feather. Billie Eilish. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Last Christmas Swam. From the Netflix Global Top 10 Most Viewed Films in English. Our Little Secret. Spellbound. The Merry Gentleman. Madagascar. Escape to Africa. Most Viewed Films, non-English. Tmax. Lucky Bhaskar. The Snow Sister. Sikanda Kamusadar. The Lost Children. Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers from December 9th, 2024. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Stardew Valley. Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Overcooked. All You Can Eat. My Sims. Cozy Bundle. Steam's hottest games. Global top selling and top played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue list for Tuesday, November 26th, 2024 to Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. Counter-Strike 2. PUBG, Battlegrounds. Cyberpunk 2077. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA and partners release joint guidance on PRC-affiliated threat actor compromising networks of global telecommunications providers. CISA releases new public version of CDM data model document. ASD's ACSC, CISA, and U.S. and international partners release guidance on choosing secure and verifiable technologies. One more drop in the AI ocean. Shaker Labs' AW Portraits In. AW Portraits In is based on the Flux.1 dev. It is trained on images that is more in line with the appearance and aesthetics of Chinese people. It includes many types of portraits, such as indoor and outdoor portraits, fashion, and studio photos. It has strong generalization. Compared with the original version, AW Portraits In is more delicate and realistic in skin quality. In order to pursue a more realistic raw image effect, it can be used with the AW Portrait SR workflow. OpenAI's video generation model is rolling out at Sora.com. Researchers use AI to turn sound recordings into accurate street images. Bloomberg comments as secret to AI profitability is hiring a lot more doctorates. Microsoft AI chief Mustafa Suleyman says conversational AI is the next web browser. Reddit tests a conversational AI search tool. Two families sue Character.ai over youth safety concerns, seek to shut down platform, and lawsuit claims a Character.ai chatbot hinted a kid should murder his parents over screen time limits. Cloudflare announces global internet traffic grew 17.2% in 2024. World's first Apple Pay alternative for iPhone launches in Norway. Chinese regulators are investigating NVIDIA for potential antitrust violations. Rockstar Games announces Grand Theft Auto 6, coming 2025. Epic Games forced to pay hundreds of thousands of Fortnite players $100, as FTC sends refund payments to consumers impacted by Epic Games' unlawful billing practices. Taylor Swift brings curtain down on record-breaking $2 billion Eras tour. Most thrilling chapter of my life. Covert Facebook network found targeting Romanian voters. Brussels probes Google and Meta's secret ads deal to target teens. Malaysian lawmakers approve bill to broaden internet control. Advertising revenues set to hit $1 trillion in market dominated by technology companies. Ad giant Omnicom takes aim at big tech, AI era with $13 billion interpublic deal. California to consider requiring mental health warnings on social media sites. Moths make reproductive choices based on sounds emitted by plants, claims a new study, as plants emit ultrasonic popping sounds when stressed. COP16 report warns over 75% of global land permanently drier. Biden-Harris administration announces latest actions under nation's chemical safety law to protect people from cancer-causing chemicals trichloroethylene and perchloroethylene. China builds huge underground transparent sphere to trap ghost particles. CERN's Alice finds first ever evidence of the antimatter partner of hyperhelium 4. Google gets an error-corrected quantum bit to be stable for an hour. Austria prepares to deport Syrian migrants after Assad regime falls, as European countries put Syrian asylum bids on hold after Assad's fall. In the U.S., criminal charges unsealed against 2 former high-ranking Syrian government intelligence officials for war crimes against Americans and other civilians. Some 250 Israeli strikes hit Syrian military targets after fall of Assad, announced by reports. An Israeli incursion into Syria reaches 25 kilometers southwest of Damascus, security sources say. Luigi Mangione, person of interest in fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, caught with manifesto, ghost gun, and fake ID at McDonald's, and CEO shooting person of interest ripped insurance industry in manifesto, claimed by reports. Luigi Mangione suffered chronic back pain. Friends say he fell out of touch earlier this year. United Healthcare CEO was likely killed with a ghost gun that can be made at home. South Korea bars president from traveling abroad. Israel's Netanyahu is set to take the stand in long-running corruption trial. Colombian mercenaries fighting in Sudan with alleged UAE links. Rare Roman coin featuring Brutus sold at Geneva auction for almost €2 million. Trump uses photo of himself with First Lady Jill Biden to announce new fragrance line. Wealthy baby boomers will make heirs wait, Schwab survey says. Giant study links drinking coffee with almost 2 extra years of life. Mercedes claims new solar paint could eliminate daily EV charging. Trudeau says Canada will respond if Trump imposes tariffs. Elon Musk warns Republicans against standing in Trump's way, or his. Polarization is Merriam-Webster's 2024 word of the year. Crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawlers December 9th, 2024 edition. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube Music Charts. Global Top Songs November 29th to December 5th, 2024. Appetit. Rosé Bruno Mars. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Aede Kiraat. Mathubanti Bakchi. Divya. Peelings. Kundakari Shankar Babu and Lakshmi Dasa. Tu boda. Oscar Maidoni Fuerza Regida. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, November 29th to Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. Appetit. Rosé, Bruno Mars. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Last Christmas Swam. From the Netflix Global Top 10 Most Viewed Films in English. Our Little Secret. Spellbound. The Merry Gentleman. Madagascar. Escape to Africa. Most Viewed Films, non-English. Tmax. Lucky Bhaskar. The Snow Sister. Sikandar Ka Musaddar. The Lost Children. Nintendo US digital bestsellers from December 9th, 2024. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Stardew Valley. Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Overcooked. All You Can Eat. My Sims. Cozy Bundle. Steam's hottest games. Global top-selling and top-played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue list for Tuesday, November 26th, 2024 to Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. Counter-Strike 2. PUBG, Battlegrounds. Cyberpunk 2077. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA and partners release joint guidance on PRC-affiliated threat actor compromising networks of global telecommunications providers. CISA releases new public version of CDM data model document. ASD's ACSC, CISA, and U.S. and international partners release guidance on choosing secure and verifiable technologies. One more drop in the AI ocean. Shaker Labs' AW Portraitin. AW Portraitin is based on the Flux.1 dev. It is trained on images that is more in line with the appearance and aesthetics of Chinese people. It includes many types of portraits, such as indoor and outdoor portraits, fashion, and studio photos. It has strong generalization. Compared with the original version, AW Portraitin is more delicate and realistic in skin quality. In order to pursue a more realistic raw image effect, it can be used with the AW Portrait SR workflow. Syria's Assad is in Moscow after deal on military bases, says Russian state media. Netanyahu declares collapse of 1974 agreement. Orders Israeli army to control Golan buffer zone. EU welcomes collapse of Assad regime in Syria. In Iran, central bank approves regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies. In Brazil, financial market no longer believes in interest rates below 10% per year under Lula's government. OECD cuts 2025 forecast for German economy. Apple, Sony discuss teaming up on gaming controllers for Vision Pro. EA announces it will patent 23 accessibility technologies that will be available to developers royalty-free to reduce or eliminate as many barriers to access as possible and empower our gamers. U.S. TikTok content creators warn followers to find them on Instagram, YouTube. The Rolling Stones unveil anniversary vinyl reissue of Hackney Diamonds. Moana 2 hits $600 million at global box office. Lord of the Rings. War of the Rohirrim fizzles overseas with $2 million debut. Reagan-inspired musical canceled in Sydney after breakdancer Rachel Gunn complained. Brits could get free electricity if they live near new pylons. Acute vigorous exercise decreases subsequent non-exercise physical activity and body temperature linked to weight gain. Chinese scientists have no choice but to leave U.S., top mathematician says. U.S. government says Cisco gear often targeted in China's Salt Typhoon attacks on 8 telecommunications providers, issues Cisco specific advice to patch networks to fend off attacks. Russian former ASML employee indicted for stealing critical trade secrets, currently in custody and faces 20 years Netherlands entry ban. Romania's election results annulled after systems saw over 85,000 cyberattacks. Bloomberg reports that a $105 trillion inheritance windfall is on the way for U.S. heirs. As big tech profit growth slows, investors hunt for a new thing. Apple sued for failing to curtail child sexual abuse material on iCloud. Nobel Prize winners far more likely to come from wealthy families, highlighting inequality in the sciences. In the UK, college enrollment is falling at a concerning rate, new data reveals. Cannabis leaves molecular marks on DNA linked to psychosis. Godfather of AI and Nobel recipient Geoffrey Hinton wishes he'd thought about safety earlier. Reportedly, OpenAI's new ChatGPT o1 model will try to escape if it thinks it'll be shut down, then lies about it. China develops new iron-making method that boosts productivity by 3,600 times. Stevie Wonder demoed the Apple Vision Pro, according to CEO Tim Cook. It's always great to get feedback from Stevie. In Brazil, without natural predators, capybaras multiply, destroy crops, and become a headache in Sarah. In Italy, an astrologer at the Ministry of Health to talk about the fight against cancer. United Healthcare CEO may have hired his own killer, says former police commander. A year before CEO shooting, lawsuit alleged UHC used AI to deny coverage. Jay-Z denies allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. Compromised Ultralytics PI package delivers crypto coin miner. Japan is spending $2 million on AI to squash anime piracy, as Japanese to harness AI to fight trillion-dollar manga and anime piracy problem. U.S.-China tech war fuels Asia boomtowns built on AI chips. AI to lift cloud investment to $460 billion in 2025, more than Apollo program. 43,000 Ukrainian troops dead, 370,000 injured since 2022, as announced by Zelensky. SpaceX to provide Ukraine with wider access to militarized version of Starlink at Pentagon's request, Bloomberg reports. Trump calls on China to help broker Ukraine peace. In Syria regime collapse comments. 66% businesses in India paid bribes to government officials in last 12 months, claims survey. In Argentina, the government estimated that 1.8 million Argentines have left the country since 2013. UK should pay whistleblowers to cut financial crime, says think tank. Trump says Liz Cheney and other January 6 committee members should be jailed as he reveals Day 1 plans. As Trump aims to end birthright citizenship, says American citizens with family here illegally may be deported, and Donald Trump promises to pardon January 6 rioters on Day 1. Bloomberg comments as Harris should aim for California in 2026, not the White House in 2028. Trump suggests Kennedy will examine debunked link between vaccines and autism. Records seized by Israel show Hamas presence in UN schools. An advisor to the Prime Minister of Qatar confirmed to TASS that Doha has resumed mediation between Israel and Hamas on the Gaza Strip. Amnesty Israel confirms there is no genocide in Gaza, rejecting claims by Amnesty International. Study suggests around 40% of postmenopausal hormone-positive breast cancers are linked to excess body fat. Slowing of movements in healthy aging as a rational economic response to an elevated effort landscape. A therapeutic small molecule enhances gamma oscillations and improves cognition/memory in Alzheimer's disease model mice. Sensory stimulation enhances the capacity of human visual working memory, study finds. UN declares December 21st as World Meditation Day, India among co-sponsors. Parent-child relationship quality predicts higher subjective well-being in adulthood across a diverse group of countries. Research indicates high-fiber diet may slow blood cancer progression. AI is detecting more breast cancer cases, study suggests. For healthy adults, taking multivitamins daily is not associated with a lower risk of early death. Microplastics found in every semen sample tested by research team. Fossil collection found in Neanderthal cave suggests abstract thinking. Embryonic origin of 2 ASD subtypes of social symptom severity suggests the larger the brain cortical organoid size, the more severe the social symptoms. Early vocabulary size is genetically linked to ADHD, literacy, and cognition. Scientists decode key mutation in many cancers, pointing to expanded role of RNA in human gene expression. Plastic chemical phthalate causes DNA breakage and chromosome defects in sex cells, new study finds. Brain region that controls eye movements found to